magic to work, you have to truly believe in the magic.
The trade deadline's upon us. So do you think the Magic are going to be buyers or sellers? I mean, we're probably slightly ahead of where we thought the Magic were going to be in terms of record to what we realistically expected this season. And we're playing, a couple of teams in the next week. January is going to be a bit of a gauntlet. Obviously, we're playing the Heat on Friday. Road ahead's looking quite tough. Obviously, in the seeding battle in the coming weeks now. So, should we be sort of thinking? Should we use a player or picks to bring, say, an experienced shooter in to push the team forward this season, or not?
I think if we were imagining Weltman sat by the phone, he's probably sat there with a bowl of popcorn and got 2 key on with his feet up, and he's thinking if it rings, it rings. I think that's probably where we're at. And I'm not saying that we don't need players, because we do. I think there is a couple of glaring weaknesses in the team. I think if the right deal presented itself and we had the players to make it happen, I think we would entertain calls. But I don't think we are aggressively pursuing deals. I think if trade rumours swirled that were legitimate for a player that would advance us, the phone would maybe be picked up. But I don't think we are picking the phone up and going begging for players. Picks, maybe a draft thing, who knows? But I'm looking at the list. I think obviously the Jonathan Isaac deal, is he a trade piece?
He's fully guaranteed now. We didn't waive him, which that would have been a hell of a surprise if we had, to be honest with you, the way he's been playing this season when he has played.
I think the big thing, and it's going further into the agenda, Gene, I know we're switching around a little bit on this, but I could see an Orlando Magic after February where Gary Harris isn't on the team. I could see an Orlando Magic in February where Wendell isn't on the team. I could see an Orlando Magic where Jonathan Isaac isn't on the team. I think those three possibly could go. I wouldn't be all surprised if we lost to any of those players. But the problem what we've got is, and it is over and over and over again, is the wealth of talent we have sat in street clothes over and over and over again. And I just think if there was a deal on the table and those players have caught the eye of somebody and they do have value, then it would be entertained. So I wouldn't go around betting anything on the long-term future of those guys. But I don't think we're aggressively shopping them either. But I could see if someone came in and offered a younger shoot, we've used like Corey Kispett's name. Now, it's not going to happen for Gary Harris, but if you were going to get that level of player back, maybe. If you were going to get somebody a little bit cheaper and younger back, maybe. If there was a package deal out there for the three of them, plus picks to get somebody really good, then I think we also look at that. But I just don't think it's going to be aggressive.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And where we are at the moment in terms of wins and being a bit in front of the trajectory, obviously means we've got that flexibility. We don't have to make decisions on these guys, ASAP. But is there any benefit to, if they're not playing, keeping these guys on the sidelines?
Comes down to what your faith is that they're going to contribute. I'll ask you, G. You're the president of the Marquel Fult's fan club. How confident are you that Markel's going to come back to full health?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I mean, you need to give him a couple of weeks just to get up to speed, as we mentioned previously. He's obviously very capable. Do I want him traded? Absolutely not. But can I see a Marquel Fult coming off the bench in the future, just as a spark plug from the bench, just to sort of change things up. We talked about not having a true point guard in the starting lineup. If you've got options of Fult and Anthony coming from the bench, it gives you two different sort of aspects, doesn't it? One, you've got to push the ball, get to the rim, get the defense to collapse in Fult, or you've got Anthony who capable of bringing the ball up and shooting lights out. So there's two options there. If you were to go down the route of, get your point forwards in there for the starting lineup. It's a tough one. I mean, I think, who did I watch on Sunday night? Brooklyn played Portland. I don't know if you saw this game. I think it was an early game for us in the UK. Anthony Simons went off. He scored 30-odd points. And you did sort of think, if you could get someone like Simons and you put him in there with Franz and Paolo and, Jalen and whoever we play at centre, be it Goga or Wendell or Mo, I think you become very, very dangerous. But is it enough to, beat the Boston Celtics? Probably not. So
no. I think there is
a game
world,
of chess, mate. It's a game of chess, isn't it?
I'll be honest. I think there's a world where Wendell Carter Jr. there are phone calls about.
Yeah.
I think someone will ring about. Now, whether we trade him, that's a totally different thing. But I could see people have an interest in Wendell, and the natural package would be putting Gary Harris with him, because if Caleb Houston's going to make his development as he is, Gary Harris hasn't been great this season for me. Really, when he has been available, and maybe his minutes are going to be even more limited, and they might think, right, we can get something. Let's take it. I'm not saying I'd trade either of them, but I do think people would look at our roster and go, who can I get from the Magic? And it would be probably Wendell would be the guy with the highest value right now. And it's what the package is. If someone puts a package down and we're going to land Anthony Simons back by giving up Wendell and Gary Harris in it, when you're kind of going, well, if it's starting a couple of draft picks or something, you may be going, well, let's get it done. That may swing people.
Would you do that trade?
I would add Anthony Simons to Magic, yeah. Would you?
Yeah, so would I. Yeah.
Because you've got Goga there, and I like Wendell, but you've got a guy who's playing games for starters. You've got a guy who can shoot. All of a sudden, he's from Florida. You've got him and Jalen Suggs in your backcourt. And then you've got four young guys, and then you're like, right, okay, well, what can we do for a centre? And they can be had. They can be 100% had. So it is what it is. But I do think Wendell would be the name that people might be going, can we get that guy out of Orlando? Would Portland be actively picking the phone up to us to get him for Anthony Simons? No, I don't think so. They want to keep him at all accounts.
Yeah, but obviously they're not happy with the way DeAndre Ayton's playing.
They're not, but I think they'd want to get him out.
Yeah.
Would you want to see dominating in Orlando?
With DeAndre Ayton? No, you're all right. I'm happy with Wendell. But
dominating.
Lots of centres and options, out there. Probably something we should do in the next couple of weeks. Just pull together a list of free agents for the upcoming season, just so we can, have a look at that.